Alright guys, so whether you're watching a football game live at a football stadium or in the comfort of your home, there are two things that are always consistent. Number one, loud cheering. And number two, great snacks. From pizza to chips and salsa, or my favorite, chicken tenders and french fries, which I happen to have the ingredients for today. So look, let's go ahead and recreate a stadium classic, but my way. Let's start getting our seasoning ready for the chicken tenders. Number one, I already have in a large bowl 1 large egg, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black fresh cracked pepper, half a lemon of a juice, and the whole entire zest of that lemon, 3 cloves of garlic, a tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley, flat leaf. Don't do the curly stuff, okay? There's no flavor in that. For some little heat, I'm gonna add a little pinch of cayenne pepper. And now, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Give it a whisk. Now, if you don't have a whisk, feel free to use a fork. It works just as fine, so no big deal. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken tenders into the batter. Now, to prepare my chicken, this is what I did. To a bowl of water, I added a half a cup of white vinegar, a couple sprinkles of salt, and gave it a whisk. Next, I added 3 chicken breasts and let them sit for 30 minutes. I took the chicken out, I pat them dry with paper towel, and cut them into strips. That's it. Okay, so for maximum flavor, I'm gonna let my chicken tenders sit in the fridge for 30 minutes, covered. Now, if you don't have 30 minutes, it's okay. You can let it sit on the counter for 5 minutes. It'll be just as great. All right, so now that our chicken is marinated in the refrigerator, let's go ahead and start our breading process. So I have here 1 cup of Japanese style panko crumbs, a half a cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, and here I have a half a teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Put that into the bowl. We're going to go ahead and mix that all up. That's ready to go. Let's go ahead and grab our chicken. All right, so I've already preheated my oven to 400 degrees and everything is ready to go. We have our chicken marinated, we have our breading, and we also have our baking sheet and wire rack. Now I'm going to go ahead and spray both of these with canola oil. Chicken into the breading. Nice and crusty, right? Onto a baking sheet. Okay, so the chicken tenders are ready to go into the oven for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. The best complement to chicken tenders to me are fries. So while our chicken tenders are cooking away, I'm going to go ahead and start with our baked fries. I take 6 russet potatoes and cut each into rings. I take the rings and cut them into slices. I'm going to add the rest of my potatoes to the strainer. Make sure the strainer is over a bowl or a pot that fits perfectly because all of the liquid's going to fall into it. Now, here, 2 tablespoons of regular white granulated sugar. I want to sprinkle this on top. Give it a quick little toss. And let this sit for 20 minutes. All right? So I've gone ahead and taken the potatoes out of the strainer, patted them dry with some paper towel, and added them to a resealable bag. Now it's time to season them. So here I have a 1/4 cup of olive oil. In this bowl, I have a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of dried parsley, and a half a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. Add it right to the bag. Seal it up. And give it a nice massage. Now I'm going to let our chicken tenders cool off. Alright, so I've already gone ahead and preheated my oven to 425 degrees. My baking sheet I lined with aluminum foil. Now I'm going to spray it with some canola oil. A light coating. Now I'm going to go ahead and dump my potatoes onto my baking sheet. Get all the seasoning out. And make sure all of the potatoes are in an even layer. You don't want anything on top of each other because that'll make the potatoes steam as opposed to crisp up. So we've gone ahead and put our fries into the oven at 425 degrees for 20 minutes. Now once that time is up, take the fries out, flip them over, back into the oven, 425 for another 20 minutes. Our French fries are done. I'm gonna pull them out the oven, salt them up, and meet you on the island. Guys, so we have made our classic chicken tenders and French fries, a football favorite. We're gonna do a honey mustard sauce. Now, in my bowl, I already have a quarter cup of Dijon mustard and a half a cup of mayo. Now, I'm gonna add some honey. Trick to honey or syrup, when you're measuring it out, add a bit of spray to your cup and then add your honey. So this is 1/4 cup of honey. It'll slide out very easily. All right, so look at that. You see? 1/4 cup of honey. We're gonna go ahead and mix that all together. And look at that color. Beautiful. Look at that honey sauce. All right, there's nothing else to do but to taste. Let's try the sauce. That's really good. The honey mustard sauce, homemade, 3 ingredients, so good. That crunch is serious. The outside is nice and coated and crunchy, but the inside is still nice and soft and tender. Until next time, I am Haas Manning, and you're watching Man in the Fork. I'm about to enjoy this. I'll see you next time.